is going on, guys? It's Justin from the J Media back with another video. So today we'll be installing some carbon fiber goodies to my Lexus RCF. So we have a little box here. Let's go and unbox and see what carbon fiber goodies we have in here. So first things first, I want to say a big shout out to Marcus. His packaging is always on point. Nice little card with my name on it. He even writes a nice little thank you card in here. So yeah, really cool. Enjoy your new carbon trim. So this is for the interior of the car, and the carbon trim here, little carbon trim here. Those are for like the volume knobs on the steering wheel. And then the biggest piece we have is this kind of like a Y-shaped looking piece. Alright, so you're here with the Lexus RCF, and let me show you guys the part that we'll be replacing. So as part of the steering wheel, a lot of guys go for the carbon wheel. I did replace the airbag cover with Marcus, as well as this carbon shift knob. I didn't want to go full carbon wheel, but the carbon piece goes right here, as well as this piece, this wide piece. Alright, so here is the game plan. What we have to do is we got to remove this airbag to get access to getting all these pieces out. So since we're removing the airbag, you want to pop your hood, disconnect the battery. Definitely don't want the airbag blowing up in your face. Alright, so have the battery disconnected. So right now, just gonna let it drain for a little bit. So like I said, disconnect your battery, make sure that's the very first step. And the next few steps going to be pretty similar to when we replaced this airbag cover. So there's a little compartment right here. You're going to use a flat tip screwdriver or pry tool to remove this little piece. On the other side, right here, similar, there's this little cutout piece that you want to pry open. Alright, so I'm going to use a plastic pry remover piece. There's a little tab right here. Just like that, comes right off. Same for the other side. Alright, so for this side, same thing. There's a little piece right here. You're gonna pry it open. There we go. Just like that. Alright, so with these two little pieces open, you can stick your screwdriver in there. There's a couple of metal pins that are holding this airbag cover in place. So this one right there, it's like a little metal pin. Not sure if you guys can see it. Yeah, right there, you're just gonna pry it up, push it up like so. Okay, and you can hear it release and loosen. Alright, and there's one more on the left side of the steering wheel. It's gonna be somewhere up there. This little pin right up there, right by this metal thing up there. You're gonna push the pin. Alright, so is that pin right up there, right there. Go ahead and push it down. Alright, and facing the right side of the steering wheel, there should be one final one right up there. See that little pin? Push it down. Alright, so two on the left side, one on the right side. This airbag pops right off, and you want to gently remove it. There are some wires, so just be very careful. You're going to use your pry tool or your screwdriver, flat tip screwdriver, to unplug these two. So what you're going to do is use your pick or your flathead, stick it in where this yellow tab is. You're gonna push it up and it should come right off. Alright, so just like so, pop it up, then you want to slowly remove it. Should come right up. There you go, one clips out. Okay, airbag's out. Alright, I say that too early. Before the airbag's out, there's one more ground wire right here that you want to disconnect, and then your airbag's out. Alright, so if your airbag disconnected, you're going to rest that here. So, if you are replacing the whole steering wheel with a new steering wheel, whether it's a carbon wheel, quick release, there's quite a few more stuff you want to, release right here. Your clock spring, you want to be real careful. Those clips, a couple more screws. In my case, I am just replacing this piece, and this Y piece right here, the carbon fiber. Alright, so examining this piece, it looks like I need to remove this screw and that screw up here, because it seems like this is one whole piece. This should pry right off, but let's go ahead and remove these two screws first. Just a cross-tip screwdriver. I already broke it loose, so just go ahead and move it all the way. Just be careful not to drop your screws anywhere. There's so much electronics on this steering wheel. I'm used to doing steering wheel installs and disassemblies on older cars, which is pretty basic. You don't really have a bunch of wires and fancy picking up your calls and all that. So yeah, so once we remove these two screws, let's see, we should be able to gently pry this piece off. Okay, so we do have this piece pretty much loose, but you want to make sure to feed this wire behind it, because there's some other electronics connected. There's also a plug right here that goes to the steering wheel control, so you want to make sure to pretty much unplug any wiring that you see from it. And these plugs are pretty much little plastic clips. You're just going to push it in and pull it out. And once you have it unplugged, you want to go ahead and just slowly remove the wiring. There's a lot of little plastic stuff just holding it in place, so you want to just slowly, gently remove it so that we can get this whole piece free. And just took out the carbon pieces out of the box. Looks beautiful. So these pieces are going to be replacing these pieces right here, 1, 2, and 3. Just a cosmetic piece, but I think it's going to look so much nicer with the new carbon fiber goodies. Alright, so I'm going to replace this piece first. So twist it around. There's 3 Phillips screws, 1, 2, and the third one is hidden right in there. It's kind of hard to see, but in there. 1, 2, 3. Remove it. Hopefully you'll be able to come loose. Alright, so with the 3 screws removed over here, this piece actually just falls right off. I'm going to go ahead and do it for the same 3, and then I believe, so that piece comes right off, and then this Y-shaped piece should come right off as well. It just disconnects. One thing I noticed, this side was being a pain to unclip, so technically you don't have to remove this clip. You can still get to the 3 screws, and then this piece right here just comes right off. Voila. And this silver piece pretty much just pops right off. So just like that, comes right off. Here's a little side-by-side comparison of the pieces. You want to make sure to match up your OEM to the aftermarket. Make sure it looks the same on the same side. Carbon fiber is going to look so much better. It's all in the little details. And the Y piece is going to make a huge difference. Alright, so now we're just going to put everything back in reverse. Easy peasy. We're going to go ahead and slap this piece on first, and then we're going to slap this on, and then 3 screws to hold each side on. Alright, so one thing I realized is kind of a nice guide. It kind of goes like here. You just follow, it just kind of, clips. You might feel a little bit more tight, but as long as the holes line up, we're good to go. We're going to be screwing it from the bottom. And then besides this Y piece, you also want to make sure to put on these pieces. Just go like so. Other piece. Okay. Now you're just going to flip it around and put in the 3 little tiny screws on each side. Alright, so the pieces are in. One thing I just wanted to point out is over here, you might notice that there's a little gap, but that's how it is even with the OEM piece. So yeah, just don't be alarmed. And right now that these 3 pieces are together, we can go ahead and pop it back in. Don't forget there's 2 screws, one right here by the ground, to put this piece back in. Alright, so it clips right in. Right now you're just gonna go ahead and put your screw right here, one by the ground, and the other big screw right here. Attach it back in place. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and plug in the airbag back in place. So you have this orange clip, this black clip, and the ground wire. So what I did was I connected the ground first and then connect the orange, the black, make sure to push those clips back in place. Now that's all done, you can go ahead and put this back in place. Again, it's held on by some plastic pins on the side. We have two on this side, one on this side. So let's go ahead and push it back in place. And even though the battery's disconnected, whenever I'm working with anything airbag, I want to make sure the airbag doesn't pop out on me. So I want to just do it from the side, just to play it safe. Whenever you push it in place, you're going to hear a little clip sound, like a little clip. That's how you know the pin is in. Okay, there you go. Hear the little clip. Good to go. So now with the airbag in, don't forget to put your little plastic trim pieces back in. Alright, so plastic trim pieces are in. Last thing to do is reconnect your battery. You're gonna make sure once that's done, your horn works, obviously your control work and everything, because besides being a cosmetic piece, you're gonna make sure everything's good to go and works. Alright, you have your battery reconnected. Now for the moment of truth, close the hood. Make sure everything is good to go. Alright, and everything is back in place. What do you guys think? I think it looks so much better. You guys know I love my carbon fiber goodies, so everything's nice and secure. And like I said, a lot of people like to just switch it out to the carbon fiber steering wheel. There's an option. Some of it even have the shift lights here. But personally, I really like the OEM steering wheel. I like the leather grip feel, especially during winter time. But I do like the nice little carbon accents. So I think this is the best of both worlds. Again, if you guys want to get yours, I'm going to link the Instagram page, Marcus. I got these carbon trim from him, these new airbag cover from him with the carbon logo, as well as the carbon shift knob from him. He has products for pretty much most Lexus platforms, whether it's the RC, the IS, GS, you name it. So yeah, make sure to hit him up for your carbon fiber goodies. So I hope you guys liked that simple DIY video. I know some of you guys who have never removed an airbag before might be a little bit intimidating, but it is pretty easy to work with. All you really need is flat tip screwdriver as well as a Phillips screwdriver cross tip, and you can pretty much get this all done yourself, and not to mention a 10mm to remove your battery. But yeah, pretty quick. All in all, it takes about 30 minutes or so. So don't be scared. As long as you have your battery disconnected, you'll be good to go. And if you guys are looking to replace the whole steering wheel, it's pretty much the same steps. You're already there. All you have to do is remove that big bolt. I think it's a 19mm bolt, and then the steering wheel comes right off, and you can put your new wheel on. But for right now, I am happy with this setup. I would like to call it an OEM Plus setup. So I hope you guys like it. I'm gonna end it off with a B-roll for you guys. If you stayed to the end, leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next video.